Dear students, now we would study about first law of thermodynamics. What is first law of thermodynamics? What are the examples of law of thermodynamics in the living systems? How it is applicable in various living organisms? First law of thermodynamics. The increase of the internal energy of a system is equal to the sum of the heat added to the system plus the work done on the system. ये हमारी फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स की स्टेटमेंट है. Basically, the first law of thermodynamics is the application of the conservation of energy principle to heat and thermodynamic processes. It can be represented as the change in internal energy of a system is equal to the heat added to the system minus the work done by the system. Here delta U is representing change in internal energy, Q is representing heat added to the system, while W is represented work done by the system. This is the statement. The first law makes use of the key concepts of the internal energy, heat, and system work. It is extensively used in the discussion of heat engines, and the standard unit for all these quantities would be the joule, although there are sometimes expressed in calories or British thermal unit. Here is the relation between calorie and joules. 1 calorie is equal to 4.1868 joules, and 1 British thermal unit BTU is equal to 1055.056 joules. Again, let delta U be the change in the internal energy of the system. Q is the net amount of heat absorbed by the system, and W is the net amount of work done on the system. So, the first law states that delta U is equal to Q minus W. Work and heat are the two ways of transferring energy between a system and the environment, thus finally causing the system's energy to change. Now we would look into the signs conventions for all the three quantities. Delta U, that is the change in internal energy, is positive if temperature T increases. अगर temperature T की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होगी तो ऑटोमेटिकली जो डेल्टा U है उसकी वैल्यू भी इंक्रीज होगी. और Q जो है हीट, अगर उसकी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव में है तो वो तब ही होगी जब कोई भी हीट जो है वो एंटर हो रही है किसी सिस्टम में या गैस में. W is positive if gas is compressed. Now delta U would be negative if temperature T decreases. Q would be negative if the heat exits gas. W would be negative if the gas is expanding. Similarly, delta U would be 0 if temperature T is constant, and heat would be 0 if there is no heat exchanged between the system and surrounding. And W would be 0 if the volume is constant. Is heat Q the same thing as temperature T? Now, ये कॉमन क्वेश्चन है कि जो हीट का टर्म हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं, क्या हीट और टेम्परेचर सेम थिंग है? एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. This is one of the most common misconceptions when dealing with the first law of thermodynamics. The heat Q represents the heat energy that enters a gas. Example, thermal conduction through the walls of the container. While the temperature is a number that's proportional to the total internal energy of the gas. So, Q is the energy a gas gains through thermal conduction, but T is proportional to the total amount of energy a gas has at a given moment. The heat that enters a gas might be 0 if the container is thermally insulated. However, that doesn't mean that the temperature of the gas is 0, since the gas likely had some internal energy to start with. Now we would look into some example. Nitrogen piston. A container has a sample of nitrogen gas and a tightly fitting movable piston that does not allow any of the gas to escape. During a thermodynamic process, 200 joules of heat enter the gas, and the gas does 300 joules of work in the process. Here is the solution. We'll start with the first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W. Then delta U is equal to Q plus 200, and W we would write as it is. And now we would add the value of W minus 300 joules. So here delta U change in internal energy would be minus 100 joules. Example 2. There are 4 identical containers and have equal amounts of helium gas that all start at the same initial temperature. So containers of the gas also have tightly fitting movable piston that does not allow any of the gas to escape. Each sample of a gas is taken through a different process as described below. For sample 1, 500 joule of heat exits the gas and the gas does 300 joule of work. Sample 2, 500 joules of heat enters the gas and the gas does 300 joule of work. Sample 3, 500 joules of heat exits the gas and 300 joule of work is done on the gas. And sample 4, 500 joules of heat enters the gas and 300 joule of work is done on the gas. Now you have to tell me which of the following correctly ranks the final temperatures of the samples of a gas after they are taken through the process described above. Now let's see the solution. For the process 1, we would calculate the change in internal energy delta U is equal to Q plus W, and you put the values and you would get the answer minus 800 joule. For process 2, put the value and you would get that change in internal energy is equal to plus 200 joules. For process 3, calculate delta U, that would come minus 200 joule, and for process 4, delta U would be plus 800 joule. So the final temperature of the gas will have the same ranking as the changes in internal energy. That is, sample 4 has the largest increase in internal energy, so sample 4 will end with the largest temperature. तो ये आपके पास एक ट्रेंड बन जाएगा जिसमें डेल्टा यू 4 जो है आपका प्रोसेस 4 के पास सबसे ज़्यादा चेंज इन इंटरनल एनर्जी है, उससे कम डेल्टा यू 2 की, उससे कम डेल्टा यू 3 की और सबसे कम डेल्टा यू 1 की, और सिमिलरली टेम्परेचर की. सो द करेक्ट आंसर वुड बी सी. The first law is formulated to represent three ideas: a restatement of the law of conservation of energy, the definition of heat as energy is transit by virtue of a temperature difference, and the existence of an internal energy function where internal energy may be due to temperature induced molecular movement, latent energy expressed in phase changes, or latent chemical energy expressed in chemical reactions. The first law says that the internal energy of a system has to be equal to the work that is being done on the system plus or minus the heat that flows in or out of the system and any other work that is done on the system. जो हमने पीछे भी पढ़ भी लिया और उसके एग्जांपल्स भी सॉल्व करके देख लिए हैं. The first law makes use of the key concepts of internal energy, heat and system work. The law of conservation of energy states that the total energy of an isolated system is constant. Energy can be transformed from one form to another but cannot be created or destroyed. So, the total amount of energy in the universe is constant. However, energy can be transferred from one place to other place or transformed into different forms, but it cannot be created or destroyed. Now, living organisms have evolved to obtain energy from their surroundings in the forms that they can transfer or transform into usable energy to do work. The sun is the primary source of energy for living organisms. Plants need sunlight directly and undergo photosynthesis. So the relationship between the energy of the incoming sunlight and its wavelength lambda or frequency mu is given by E is equal to hc by lambda, that is equal to h mu. Here, h is a Planck's constant and its value is 6.63 into 10 raised power minus 34 joule second, and c is representing the speed of light, that is 2.998 into 10 raised power 8 meter per second. Plants trap this energy from the sunlight and undergo photosynthesis, effectively converting solar energy into chemical energy. Conservation of energy principle in human body. These principles govern the chemical processes like metabolism in all biological organisms, and energy we take in the form of food is stored in our body and part of it is lost in our activities or dissipated as body heat. Thank you.